Hello dear aspirants, welcome to another video from Time, the test prep experts. This is an English language video and today's focus is on spellings, which is an important question type in your SSC CGL exams. Okay, so this is a video especially for those of you who are preparing for the SSC exams. Yeah, we have many such videos in our YouTube channel for all various bank and government exams and in all subject areas. So do not miss any of them. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon. Okay, this is a spellings video. There is no theory to teach you in spellings, right? Spellings comes through practice and through familiarity, through reading. If spellings is your weak area, then you have to maybe learn some spellings by heart, notice some patterns of spellings, etc. Okay, let us quickly do some practice questions. Okay, select the word with the correct spelling from the options given below to fill in the blank. So, the word that we need is unanimously. You need to find the right spelling, but let us look at the sentence. The royal family unanimously hid their internal discords and presented a perfect front to all their subjects. What does that mean? Though they had their internal differences, they were united when it came to hiding their differences and presenting a united front in front of the subjects. That's what happens in most of our royal families, celebrity families, etc. Okay, so now we need to pick the right spelling of unanimously. There is nothing to explain in the wrong spellings, right? It is not unanimously, it is not unanimously, it is unanimously. Okay, please notice the pattern. There is nothing to explain since it is a spellings video. Okay. The dash decided to move to another town as he wanted to help the poor there. What word are we looking for? The Samaritan. Haven't you heard of the Good Samaritan? The Good Samaritan is a very famous story from the Bible. Okay. If you don't know what the story is, that is your homework for today, the Good Samaritan. And in common parlance, we also talk about somebody being a good Samaritan. Okay, a good Samaritan means they are willing to help people in need. Okay, this is a very well-known story. If you do not know the story, make sure you look it up. I am not going to spend time in storytelling today. Okay, so the Samaritan decided to move to another town. The right spelling is Samaritan. Okay, it ends with a tan, T-A-N. Normally, when you refer to people from a particular country, you normally use A-N. Not always, but usually it is an A-N. Okay? Like Indian, right? Indian, Tunisian, any Indonesian, Malaysian, you see in all these, you have A-N. Fine? Okay. Now, in the given sentences, the underlined word may have been incorrectly spelled. Identify the option that rectifies a spelling. If there is no error in spelling, select no error. Okay, you only need to look at that word. Okay. The cloning technique is in its infancy and is fraught with problems, both medical and ethical. So, we are speaking of a particular cloning technique, and so since it is in its infancy or beginning state, it is likely to be full of problems. What is the word there? Fraught with problems. To be fraught with is to be full of or to be troubled by, bothered by. Okay, fraught with. The other spellings are incorrect. I cannot explain anything further there, right? This you may be confused because this is a common spelling pattern in words like brought, drought, etc. But this is our spelling. Fine. Okay. The bus plummeted into a deep valley. Plummeted, fell. When the driver failed to negotiate a sharp curve. Negotiate a sharp curve means to manage it properly, to maneuver the vehicle properly. On the hazardous mountain road. So, what is the right spelling of negotiate? Obviously, you don't need an extra E there. Negotiate. Negotiate. Am I right? Oh, okay. I think autocorrect corrected everything to the right spelling here, right? Okay. So, anyway, it is not no error. Okay. Sorry about that. I hope this doesn't happen. Sometimes autocorrect fools us, right? Tricks us. Yeah. Now, in the following questions, select the sentence that contains no spelling errors. Okay. So, let us see. Okay, there is one word which has been repeatedly misspelled in most of these sentences. Did you find the word? Which word has been misspelled in many of these sentences? Yeah, the word embezzling. Okay, embezzling. Embezzling means to embezzle funds is to conduct some fraud, especially a financial fraud. Okay, the government employee who was accused of embezzling funds and who is now wanted by the police has disappeared. However, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right. Now you know the right spelling of embezzle, embezzling. Okay, fine. As I said, you have no choice but to understand spelling patterns or to learn the spelling by heart. Okay. Now, can you find out which word has been misspelled here in most of the sentences? The word manifest. Goddess is correct, okay? Don't get confused. See, when you see a word spelled differently in different sentences, you know that is the misspelled word. That is the trick here, okay? According to Hindu mythology, Goddess Ganga manifested herself in the form of a river and descended to the earth. She appeared in the form of a river, fine. But manifest, wrong. Manifest, manifest. Correct? Yes, manifest wrong, manifest wrong. Okay? Fine? Okay, select the correctly spelt word, not the most correctly. How can it be most correctly? Only one of the spellings is correct. Okay, the correctly spelt word. Squirrel, yes, we do pronounce it as squirrel, but it is not spelled squirrel. What are we talking about? The little animal, I think it's a rodent, right? That jumps up trees and steals all your mangoes or guavas. We are talking of that little cute creature. Squirrel? No, squirrel. It's pronounced squirrel, but it is spelled with an E and not an I. Okay, so this is the right spelling of squirrel. Accommodation, accommodation, accommodation. Where is our accommodation? Okay. Double C, double M for accommodation. Okay, double C, double M. Fine? Okay. The word here is aggressive, 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 aggressive. Aggressive, correct? Yes. The word requires so many double letters because you're talking of aggression. It's a violent word. Okay. Now, 4 words are underlined, out of which one word is incorrectly spelled. Identify the incorrectly spelled word. Okay. As per the agreement, it was agreed to demolish all the jutting out. Jutting out means protruding, okay, projecting. Out structures? No. And construct new power plants in their place. Now you know which is the misspelled word. Now can you spell it correctly? Structures. Right? Okay. The flower is biennial as it grows only in the Himalayas and blossoms every 2 years. If it is biennial, it blossoms every 2 years, and that too during the summer season. What is wrong with biennial? Biennial has 2 ends. Okay, that is the problem here. Fine. The Indian Navy sailing ship Made. We don't need to look at the spellings of proper nouns. Okay, if they are names, then you cannot expect to correct those. They cannot expect us to correct those. Okay, here nothing is underlined. I forgot to read the instructions. Identify the incorrectly spelled word in the given sentences. They haven't underlined anything. So we have to look at it word by word, but when there are proper nouns, please don't worry about them. They'll never ask you to correct the spelling of a proper noun, except if it is maybe India. That much you have to know. Okay. But no, I don't think they'll even give you that. Okay. The Indian Navy sailing ship Made, which sailed around the world twice, has finished sailing 100,000 nautical miles. Nautical is to do with the sea, as I'm sure all of you know. So, it's the same route that we use for astronaut. Okay, it is a spaceship after all. Anything to do with the sea, ship, etc. we use nautical. But what is the spelling? N-A-U-T-I-C-A-L. Nautical. Okay. So that is the wrong word. Got it? Okay. The aide came over personally to hand over the donation amount for the rehabilitation of slum dwellers. No problem here. What is the problem? Can anybody find out? Is there any problem here? They don't have an option for no error. So there has to be a problem. The aid. You will say, what are you saying? This is the spelling of aid. This aid is for help. Okay. We can say the aid came over personally to hand over the donation amount for the aid of slum dwellers. It is correct. The spelling is correct. But here we are talking of a person, not the help, right? The aid as in a person who helps, the assistant. The spelling of that is A-I-D-E, the chief minister's aide, etc. An assistant, A-I-D-E. There is a word called A-I-D, but it is wrong in the context. Okay. So you have to be careful. They can trick you with all these kind of questions. Okay. Find the incorrectly or wrongly spelt word. Germinate, stagnate, terminate, hibernate, all are nice words. So what is the problem? Problem is hibernate. Okay, hibernation, hibernate. And analogy, biology, psychology, zoology sounds very nice, except that there is no word called analogy. Very often people call it analogy. I've heard many people call it analogy. No. What is it? And by the way, these are all subjects, but this is not a subject. Analogy. Analogy, not analogy. Analogy is a comparison. Okay. I made an analogy or drew an analogy with something. Means I compare something. In order to explain the concept, I drew an analogy. I took an analogy from real life, from daily life. Okay, analogy means a parallel situation or a comparison. Okay, so we have learned some nice spellings today. if you liked this video, then please do subscribe to our channel in all these social media platforms to get more such very useful videos in all subject areas for bank, SSC, various other government exams. If you would like to join our classes, you are most welcome to contact your nearest time center. We have an almost pan-India presence. If you would like to join us online, please sign up using this link. See you again with another video. Till then, keep practicing. All the best. Thank you.